What's happening, people? Jarrell here. Today we're going to talk about a Jazzman'S blues. And this was directed by Tyler Perry. So the story takes place back in like the 1940s of Georgia. So it takes place there. And it follows, mainly follows this brother named Bayou. And he falls in love with this girl named Leanne, but they used to call her Bucket. So Bayou and Bucket then become a thing, and it then leads to just a romance that where they see each other every night, and where Bayou sneaks out and comes to see her. And I noticed through all this, his father would mistreat him. His brother would mistreat him, and there were a lot of things that were happening during this time period. But now his brother was a musician, so he got into the trumpeting and all that stuff. And his dad was very was into favoritism and treated his brother with a lot more respect and things of that nature. And whereas Bayou's mother, Hattie Mae, was always on his side and at his corner, at Bayou's corner, and always supporting him despite all the resistance. And it seemed Bayou's brother had a jealousy towards him, even when he found out of the little the love between him and Bucket, or Leanne. And it's interesting because eventually it gets to the point to where where Leanne, now I don't want to ruin it too heavy for you, but there's some rotten things that happen in here where there's molestation that goes on between the grandpa and Leanne, and Bayou encounters it, and later comes to find out she leaves not long after Bayou tries to escape with her. But before then, her mother takes her to Boston, and so a lot of that happens. And it gets to the point to where the mother is forcing Leanne to take in another life. In other words, now Leanne is mixed, but she's a passer, so she looks as if she could pass for white. So Leanne's mother uses this advantage to enhance her financial situation and to enhance her life situation back in the 1940s. And so Bayou's pretty much heartbroken by all this, and it just leads to a whole heap of chaos that you can imagine of the times of the South. So there's a lot of things in this that are interesting elements. I mean, it gets to the point to where Leanne is back in town and meets up with Bayou. The mother sees this and decides to notify the local sheriff that he had whistled at her, to make it seem like he was whistling at some white woman back in the South, to make it, you know how it goes with Emmett Till. So that kind of frequency to it, and it causes a mob to go after them, to go after Bayou. And this was on the night that Bayou's brother and his producer friend, musician friend, were leaving town. So they caught word of this by Sitsi, I'm going to say, and they got Bayou out of there before the mob could get to him. And while all this is happening, we find out that Bayou has an incredible talent that even overshadows his brother, which leads to his brother getting all good and jealous about the success and things while they're out and about. His brother's all on heroin and just not caring about whatever they're doing out there. And as Bayou's climbing the success ladder, comes to find out that Leanne had a baby, but that baby happened to be Bayou's, not what Leanne was with, the white husband that she had married for financial gain. So he comes back to figure out something with the juke joint with his mother to heighten her financial burden, because she was having problems with the money that Bayou was sending back to her. It's like he was getting the letters but no money. So he came back there so that way he could kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. Came back there, did that, and man, it runs into sadness. It even has a precursor of sadness when you first watch the film, because initially it's like Bayou's mother is like walking with letters to some senator's office. I won't get too knee deep. I did kind of explain a lot of the plot, but it was a beautiful show showing young love, but it was sad, and it was anger enticing to a degree. Like for me, like I like I'm more about that Django life for me, because there's retribution, there's gunslinging, there's love, there's everything you could think of in a movie that doesn't end on tragedy. I felt kind of this. It's almost like a Jazzman'S Blues. I won't say it was as terrible as 12 Years a Slave, but 12 Years a Slave was I don't know. There's something that what those type of movies do to me just make me hate the world, and I don't like feeling that way. And that's the thing. Like, there's just some elements to this movie that just hurt you, especially with certain things that had gone on before and even after the transpiring of things. It's like a few things in this movie just made it shows the demon in people, and I didn't care for that. It's just like, I know it exists, unfortunately, but honestly, I'll say this: Tyler Perry has a solid movie on his hands. Didn't necessarily mean I cared for it. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to spoil me rotten with happy endings all the time, but man, I'm just hurt where it went. And I know it's spoily, but I'll put it in the title. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. It's been a pleasure. All right, relish pictures. Peace out.